NBA is currently one of the most popular things on the world, so it comes as to no surprise that most NBA players are both rich and famous, which grants them a possibility to be in company of extremely popular and rich people. And that, of course, means that they can be in company of some of the most beautiful people on Earth. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at NBA players that dated or are still dating gorgeous celebrities. Rick Fox and Vanessa Williams. Rick Fox and Vanessa Williams were one of the earliest pairs of this kind, and they were also adored by many in the late 90s. Vanessa Williams is an actress, singer, fashion designer, and more. Her initial fame was when she was the first African-American recipient of the Miss America title back in 1984, launching her career into Hollywood. From this, she went to recording music, and from vocals, she appeared in movies, on the stage, and in major TV series such as Desperate Housewives and Ugly Betty. She has been married 3 times, one of which was Rick Fox, a retired basketball player. The couple eloped to the Caribbean in 1999, and a year later their daughter was born. Williams' 4th child, Fox, played for the Boston Celtics and the Lakers, retiring in 2004. And then they ended up divorcing later that year amidst allegations of them cheating on each other, which was a real shame. And the divorce left many fans devastated. Iman Shumpert and Teyana Taylor. Here's a pair that, unlike Rick and Vanessa, stuck together and whose relationship is still flourishing with love. Teyana Taylor is a recording artist and actress from Harlem, New York. She signed her record deal in 2007 with Pharrell Williams' label, and in 2012 signed to Kanye West's Good Music label, a branch of Def Jam. She has created a name for herself through writing hit records for artists. She became a prominent fixture in most of West's brand, most recently showcasing her body in his Fade music video, dropping jaws all around the world at its premiere earlier this year. She has kept her personal relationship private. However, she is now married to Iman Shumpert, shooting guard for the Cleveland Cavaliers. In 2015, she gave birth to their first child, Shumpert delivering it with his bare hands. Shumpert was selected by the New York Knicks 17th overall in 2011 before moving on to Cleveland, winning the NBA championship that same year in 2015-16. Nick Young and Iggy Azalea. Iggy Azalea is an Australian-born rapper who moved to the United States at the age of 16 to pursue her career. She earned her recognition from videos on YouTube and eventually signed to T.I.'s label back in 2012. Her first studio album in 2014, The New Classic, topped the Billboard charts, making her the first non-American female rapper to reach the top of the charts. Before the release of her album, she began a relationship with Los Angeles Lakers basketball player Nick Young. They lived together in California and announced their engagement in 2015, calling it quits just over a year later after she went away and came back to security footage of Young, who had brought another woman over to their home. And well, the rest is history. Turns out that other woman was his former girlfriend and mother to his son and now mother to their daughter. Tristan Thompson and Khloe Kardashian. Khloe Kardashian is an American television personality and a member of the headline-topping Kardashian clan. Alongside her sisters, she is among the girls who clearly have a certain type they go after, that being tall, dark, and handsome basketball players. She has seen her fair share of courtside games, most recently in Cleveland watching her center hubby, Canadian Tristan Thompson. Thompson attended school in Texas where he played as a Longhorn and was drafted 4th overall in the 2011 draft, the highest drafted Canadian-born player in the NBA history. The pair began dating just a few months ago, with teammates urging him already to cut ties with her before she takes the Kardashian curse any farther into playoffs. Chris Webber and Tyra Banks. This relationship, although relatively brief, was one that 90s kids remember well. Tyra Banks is a notable model and was the first African-American woman to be featured on the cover of the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. She was one of the world's top-earning models and was a Victoria's Secret angel for 8 years. She began to turn her attention to the screen and started acting, before creating the long-time-running reality TV show America's Next Top Model. And for the record, you would be lying if you said you never tuned in to watch her. Chris Webber is a retired 5-time NBA All-Star who started and finished his career on the Golden State Warriors. Banks was often seen sitting courtside at Sacramento Kings games while they dated, with rumors swirling that the two were actually engaged as well. Of course, those rumors stopped when she was no longer seen at the games and both moved on after 6 months of dating. Lamar Odom and Khloe Kardashian. Khloe Kardashian has made the list again, this time a little more complicated than her current easy fling with boy toy Thompson. In 2009, after a month of dating, Khloe married Los Angeles Lakers forward Lamar Odom. Their wedding was featured on her television series Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and Odom became a household name to those who had no idea who he was. A year later, they got their own spin-off series, which was unfortunately cancelled after 2 seasons. After the show stopped, basically so did the marriage. Odell was arrested with a DUI in 2013, and less than 4 months later, Khloe filed for divorce, which was documented as an extremely hard decision for her. His addiction and alcohol got the best of him, and in 2015, he was infamously discovered unconscious at the Love Ranch and was rushed to the hospital where he suffered several strokes and kidney failure. His recovery is going well. Marco Yarrick and Adriana Lima. Adriana Lima is a Brazilian model and actress whose primary recognition comes from the catalogs and runway as Victoria's Secret's most beautiful angel. The dark-haired and green-eyed queen of the runway has been their longest-running model, and she was even named the most valuable Victoria's Secret angel. At the age of 15, she won Ford's Supermodel of Brazil, and the next year took second place in Supermodel of the World. She is the world's second highest-paid model and the lead model management's most prized talent. Enter Serbian NBA player Marco Yarrick. The 6'7" retired shooting guard played in both the NBA and the EuroLeague, and the two were married on Valentine's Day in 2009, and they had 2 daughters together. After 5 years of marriage in 2014, Lima announced that separate and the divorce was finalized last year. J.R. Smith and Rihanna. Rihanna, the queen of music, and let's face it, the queen of mostly everything. Famously born in Barbados, the star signed a contract with Def Jam Records after Jay-Z took her under his wing to develop her into what she's known as today. Most of her songs fall under the category of best-selling singles of all time, to which she is also the lead collaboration artist. Not only has she exceeded over 230 million records worldwide, but also she has won 8 Grammys and so many other ones we don't even have room to list them. Needless to say, to be known as someone dating Rihanna, you would just have to come to terms with never having the upper hand in the relationship, and that is how J.R. Smith felt. Smith is currently playing for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Back in 2012, the couple were spotted out holding hands and getting cozy. Smith is noted as being a cocky and bizarre player, often getting himself in more trouble than good, which is why this did not last very long, and she continued on her way. Her are they or aren't they relationship with Drake, but not before she called him out on Instagram. Kris Humphries and Kim Kardashian. The Kardashians sure do love dating NBA stars, and the most famous of them all is no exception. Kim Kardashian is a lady who needs no introduction because we all know why she's famous. From her television presence to business presence to modeling, she is either absolutely loved or absolutely hated by the world. Her growing influence on social media has landed her tens of millions of followers on Instagram and Twitter, which I guess also helps as she is married to rapping icon Kanye West. Kardashian has been married 3 times, one of the most controversial ones being to NBA player Kris Humphries, who was then with the New Jersey Nets. Now Kris really doesn't need an introduction because no one even knew who he was before he popped the question to Kim. The two were married in a 2-part series on her show, and after 72 days of marriage, she filed for divorce. Whether the marriage was a publicity stunt or sincere, it took Humphries off the map just as fast as it put him on it, and they never saw him again. So there you have it, those were the NBA stars that dated gorgeous celebrities. Tell us in the comments which ones are your favorites, and as always, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell for further updates. Until next time.